What's good? It's your boy Black Labels, and I'm here with Gold Lines. We do have a new video of picks for you today, and the slate is on February 4th, 2025. We do have 7 games on the docket. Now, be sure to like and subscribe. It does help with the algorithm. It allows us to go ahead and get more eyes and viewership. We also have a Discord as well if you want to join the community. We are opening that up so that people can join and allow us to keep building and grow together. But furthermore, we are going to the first game. First game on the docket is going to be the Dallas Mavericks at Philadelphia 76ers. Now, I do not touch the spread in this one. It is a very tight spread. We still have some question marks about availability for tomorrow, but I do genuinely like the over 225.5. Mavericks have gone over this number 7 of the last 10, and Philly has also gone over this number 5 of the last 10. Now, I personally think the pace is going to go up. I do like this game, like I said, is the over. I'm not touching the spread. That would be my play for this game. Second game moving in is Boston Celtics versus the Cleveland Cavaliers. This game at a spread of 2 for Cleveland as the favorites. I am not touching the spread. I just think it's too tight. At that point, I would play off the money line rather than anything. And my play in this game that I will be putting money on is my 237.5 under for this game. Boston has gone under 10 of the last 10. They have gone under this number over 70% of the time this season. And then also Cleveland has gone under this number over 60% of the time this season. I could double check for you. I think it was high 50s maybe. Let's see. Yep, 59% of the time they have gone under this number through this season. I am comfortable taking that. I do think it's going to be a defensive battle. That would be my play in that game. Now, next game is New York Knicks at the Toronto Raptors. Both teams are coming in kind of hot. New York Knicks have won 8 of their last 10, but so have the Toronto Raptors. Toronto Raptors are playing good ball, and they have them at a plus 5.5. So you could look at it this way. There's either value for the Knicks at the 5.5, or you're going to keep riding the hot streak of Toronto. Toronto's been covering money here, and they've been covering it good. Now at a 5.5, they have covered that well in the last 10 games. We know they're not a good team. They haven't covered that number well throughout the season, only 53% of the time. Even New York at 54% at a 5.5 spread. I'm going to be honest, I'm taking the hot hand here, and I am taking Toronto at the plus 5.5. Moving on, we have Houston at Brooklyn Nets. Now, for Houston at Brooklyn Nets, we are looking at 2 different types of teams in 2 different size situations. I would tell you normally to take an under of the 209.5, but I'm going to be honest, this is the NBA in 2025, and I don't feel comfortable taking unders like that low in this league. Now, I would take a team under of the Brooklyn Nets, the team under for the Brooklyn Nets, because they are a team that is struggling to score. They are not scoring very well in the last 10 games. They themselves have gone under 80% of the time. Houston, on the other hand, could easily blow this 209 out of the water by themselves. So I'm not touching that. I will take the under of the team total of the Brooklyn Nets wherever it gets to the lowest possible. I'll wait for that line to come. Next one on the docket here is Miami Heat versus the Chicago Bulls. Now, for this particular pick, I think what we've seen now with Zach LaVine being traded is that Chicago is going to start packing it in. So for me, I'm going to take that Miami at minus 3.5. Miami has not looked good, and I'm not going to fluff it or sugarcoat it. This bet is sincerely based on the fact that I think that Chicago is going to understand their players' morale. Losing Zach LaVine, yes, people expected this team not to go far, but they still had good chemistry as well as a team. They did score a lot of points and so forth. If you want to get risky, I would take the Miami at 3.5 just because of the fact that I think Chicago is going to come out of this not too hot, losing again Zach LaVine. They haven't looked that great without him anyways. So, but if you want a safer pick, I do think the under of 228.5 is a safer pick. That would be the pick I will probably put my money on. And if I had to make a pick on the spread, it would be Miami at minus 3.5. Next game is Indiana at Portland. This game right here is a great game, but it is not a game I will touch the spread because I like both sides. I think both sides could definitely happen. Portland has won 8 of the last 10 games. They have covered the spread 8 of the last 10 games. Indiana is also hot. 8 of the 10 games they have won. Now, the spread itself, they have covered 6 of the last 10 at the minus 5.5. Now, you would say based on trends, you would take Portland, but that's not the case. Both teams are hot. You don't know what's going to happen here on the game itself. But I do see here the game going under the 233.5 because it's going to be more defensive. Portland's been doing a good job slowing the tempo down compared to other teams in the league. And I do think that this game stays close. I think two teams are riding a hot streak. I'm personally going to ride that 233.5 under. Portland has covered that 7 in the last 10, and Indiana is at about 50% in the last 10 games. The last game here on the docket is going to be the Los Angeles Lakers at the LA Clippers. Again, still technically a home game for both teams. Now, with that being said, both teams are doing a hell of a job this season at 28-19 and 28-21. You're giving the Lakers 7.5 points, in which they covered 8 of the last 10 games. Now, they've also covered this number 60% of their meetings in the last 5. Now, with that also being said, in 2024, the Lakers have covered this number 70% of the time, while the Lakers are struggling to cover a 7.5 favorite spread. My play on this game is 100% going to be that Lakers at plus 7.5, and then me personally, will be parlaying a plus 7.5 for the Lakers and a under to 20.5 as a game total. That might drop, so get it while you can. Looking here, I do think the money is actually on the over. So it was opening up at 216.5. People have pushed it to the 220.5. Now I feel comfortable taking the under. So, me personally, I will ride that under, and I will take that Lakers 7.5. If you had to pick one, I'm taking the Lakers at 7.5. All right, well, that is the picks for today. I want to say thank you guys so much for coming out and watching the video. Please like, subscribe, and leave a comment. Let me know if you're going to trail. Let me know if you got a better analysis or a better pick. I always love to hear insight. It's one of my favorite things. We're all just trying to basically take educated guesses. There is no guarantees in this game. So, again, comment down. Let me know if you liked the video. Again, man, we appreciate you so much. My name is Black Labels. Please join the Discord if you are trying to join the community. We are starting fresh. We're going to start building that up so we can all try to beat the books. All right, again, this is for Goal Line, and we will holler at you later, all right? Deuces.